I'd
like to welcome you all here today. Today we're going to be looking at online booking and how that can help you. Before we get into that though, what I want to do is just check that you can see and hear what's on screen. Or hear me and see what's on screen, I should say. Okay, so if we have a look at the control panel that you have on your device, you'll see a hand icon. If you could raise your hand, if you can see what's on the screen, you should be able to see the Katoomba Shield with Katoomba University underneath it. Okay, so if you can just raise your hand, that would be great. Okay, fantastic. We've got some hands up there, so we'll just move on to our next slide. Okay, the next one is if you've got any questions as we go through, if you'd just like to pop those questions into the question pane here, so just enter your questions here, and we can get to those questions at the end of the session. Okay, so moving on to our next slide. Okay, so one of the things that's really developing with online world is that we search for information and we purchase services online 24/7. Okay, if I think about myself, for example, I know that I spend a great deal of time looking at things that I want to do in my personal life outside of work hours. So that's after the hours of, say, 7 o'clock at night, and sometimes I'm up a bit later, so it can be around midnight as well that I'm looking at things. So it's definitely 24/7. Okay, a lot of the time is on the weekends and so on that I'm trying to plan my week out, and when I want to book things in. I can make purchases, and those purchases don't actually have to be ones that are going to be delivered. Now I can do all my purchases, I can pop into the shop, grab it and leave, if that's going to work best for me. So one of the things that you need to be aware of is making sure that your clients can access you in those time frames when your shop's not open. You don't want them leaving answer phone messages, because another thing that today's people want is they want contact, whether that's a contact by an email saying, hey, yes, you've got an appointment, or whether it's somebody on the end of the phone saying, yes, you've got an appointment. That's the kind of thing that they're needing. So offering online bookings to your clients, it actually improves your appointment access. So basically what you're getting is a receptionist 24/7. So that's going to be fantastic for you. New clients, they're going to be searching for your services online. And as I said before, people spend a lot of time searching for services. Okay, now if I didn't have a particular hairdresser or beauty salon that I frequent regularly, then I'm probably going to have a look online to see one that's in my neighbourhood, one that does what I want to achieve, and the opening hours that are going to suit me as well. So I'm going to be looking at those things online. Then I'm going to want to be able to make my appointment right there and then. I don't want to have to wait till Monday to ring up, or wait till the morning when you're open to ring up. I want to do it now. And that's very much where the world is. I want it now. If you think about online purchasing, it's all about buying now when I see it, rather than, oh, I've got to think about that and then I'll remember to do it later. If you can't do it now, most times it's not going to happen. So that's one of the things that you need to be part of, is that book me now generation, if you like. I'd like to just give some stats around online booking for you. Offering online booking to your clients improves your appointment access, as I said, by 24-hour reception. So that's got to be a bonus. Okay, it means you can funnel new clients straight into your appointment book. They find you, and they like what they see, and they make an appointment. It's perfect. So having that online presence is really important. So whether it's a Facebook page or whether you have a web page as well, then that's fine. It needs to be able to be something that's going to grasp their attention and make them want to come to you. So just some stats around online booking for you. 35% of clients want to have the ability to schedule their next appointment outside of business hours. Now that's a lot of people. Okay, so can your clients do this? Giving them online booking, and they can, and of course if they can, they will. We've looked into our numbers, and on average, salons with online booking are seeing more than 130 new clients each year coming into the door. If you multiply that average by, say, a value of $100 in average appointment cost, that's going to be $13,000 just for that 130 people coming through in the course of that year. However, if they come in 7 times over the course of that year, which of course is what we want them to do, that's going to add $91,000 to your income line. So that's got to be a real bonus for your business. It's going to really boost you if you can achieve that. And you can just by having online booking. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've talked a little bit about online booking and how that can help you. What I'd actually like to do, though, is I'd actually like to pop into Katoomba One and have a look at online booking. So I'm just going to pop in here and let's go and have a look. It's setting it all up and making it look great. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is have a look at your settings and make sure they're relevant for what you want for your customer. Okay, so you can have the options here of showing prices, the service durations if you want your clients to see that as well. And these little question tips, we have a lot of these in Katoomba One. If you come across those, just hover over them and it's going to give you a little bit more information about what that thing does. Okay, so in this case it shows the normal time to complete the service. Okay, showing first names only of your staff if that's what you would prefer. I know some salons only show staff by their first name, some they don't mind. Again, it's a business preference for you. Do you want your customers to see their loyalty balance? And again, that's a business choice, but the ability to do that is right there. One of the things that, if I looked at myself as a customer, I'd quite like to see how many loyalty points I've got, because that might indicate to me what I'm actually going to have done when I book my appointment. And so it can be a plus, but again, it's a business preference for you. A new one that we've just added in last week was staff defaults to anyone. Okay, I'm just going to hover over that. So if this is unticked, customers will need to select anyone or select a specific staff member before they can choose a time. Okay, and this might make their booking appointments a bit slower. Okay, if it's ticked, it's just going to default to anyone. So when they make a booking, that'll go straight to anyone. However, they still have the option of choosing if they have a preference for a particular staff person. So on the right hand side here, we've got some more options. Okay, if you want to show your business phone number. Now, if you want to allow same day bookings and allow cancellations and reschedules, then you can tick those as well. Now, same day bookings, if we look at our little prompt there. Okay, so this allows your clients to book an appointment that day. Okay, so provided it is made less than an hour in advance. Okay, so for example, our example here is Tuesday morning, they could make an appointment for Tuesday afternoon. Now, if that's something that's going to work really well for you, then tick the box. If it's something that you just can't manage because you're booked up for the day anyway, then just untick that. Okay. From here, we've got allow cancellations and reschedules. And again, our little hover point there. This allows your clients to cancel or reschedule, provided they give you at least 24 hours notice. Now, I know there's a lot of salons who prefer customers to contact them because you actually want to capture them. You don't want them just to cancel and go away, especially if it's a new client. So again, it's a business preference, but have a think about what that's going to allow your customers to do if they can just cancel any time or reschedule any time, because you actually want to have a contact with those customers, because you want to make sure that they do come to you. Okay, and here you can tick the box if you only want to allow one staff member to be selected per booking. So if you wanted that customer just to be with one staff member, then tick the box. Okay, if you want them to be with several people, then of course keep it unticked. So that's kind of the settings phase there. Okay, what I'm going to do now is just scroll down the page a little bit so we can see what else is on this page. Okay, so now we can add a Book Now button to your Facebook page. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. Okay, we've also got the top 10 tips to get online booking working for you, and we're going to go through those at the end of today's session. Okay, so you can put some information here about your business if you want to. You can just write in whatever it is you like. You can put in your cancellation policy. Okay, so if you are going to allow cancellations being done by your customers, then you need to put in a cancellation policy of what's going to happen if they do cancel. So you might have a policy that says if it's cancelled within 24 hours and they've paid a deposit, then they may lose part of that deposit or so on. But you need to have that all decided before you set all this up. Okay, so the next bit here, we can just scroll down a bit further and come down here. Okay, So we can come in here, you can put in custom text for your client's email confirmation. Okay, so, and again, I'm going to show you what happens when your customer actually books, so you can see it from their point of view. So what you can do is you can add in a particular message or whatever it is that you might want to add in here. Okay, and this is the email that they're going to get when they've booked in. So they'll get a message saying, yes, you've booked in. If we need to make any changes, we'll advise you. Okay. The other thing, of course, you can do for those of you who use Google Analytics, you can add in your tracking code, and then Google Analytics will take care of looking at what's happening there in your online booking site. We do provide some reporting around this, and again, I'm going to show you that as well today. But you can use Google Analytics if that's your preference as well. Once you've selected all of that, you've filled in all the information you want, you go Save Changes, and that's just going to save what you've put in there. Okay, so we're going to go back up here. So the next part that you need to look at is your website style. Okay, so making it look good is important. Now, you might have branding that you want to use yourself, or you might not have anything that you want to use, and I'm just going to show you how to pop in those photos and things from here. So we're going to go and upload an image. I'm just going to go and select from my pictures. Okay, and we're going to select this one down here, and we're going to go open. Okay, now once I've got that picture in there, I can actually move that around a little bit up and down. Okay, I can make it drag this along, and I can make it bigger. Of course, my picture's not going to work for that, but you can move it around till you get it exactly where you want it to look really good. If you've done all that and you say, oh, I don't like the way that looks, then you can remove the banner and you can start again or select a different image. Again, it's about figuring out what works for you. So we're going to move down here a bit. Sorry, I'm just going to scroll down a bit. Okay, now the next thing is your primary brand color. Now you've probably got a color that you use for your branding. Okay, I'm just going to try and make mine look reasonably good with my picture here. So let's go and find somewhere around there. We'll go with purple. One of the other things as you're setting up your online booking page background here is you can select from the options here, or you can actually upload an image. So if you've got an image that you use on your website and you want to repeat that for this, then you can. For today, I'm just going to leave it as circles that I've got here, but as you can see, we've got a few options that we can select from. I'm just going to do circles, and I'm going to go save my changes. Okay. Now you can go off and you can view your changes from here if you wish to. Okay, we're going to have a look at that in a second. The other thing that you can do in online booking is you can take payments. I don't have a PayPal connected to my training account, as you can imagine why we don't do that. But it's really easy to use. You can just go and you can create a PayPal account if you don't have one. The rules around that is it needs to be a business account, not your personal PayPal account. Okay, because the personal ones won't work, as we've said here. And once you've created that, then you can go through here and you can connect to your PayPal account. If you've already got a business PayPal account, then you can simply connect to your PayPal account, and it's going to take you through to some steps in PayPal. Okay, now they have a really good support guide if you need some help in there as well, and they have some really good assistant to get you up and running in PayPal. If you've not used PayPal before, have a look. Personally, it's something that I've used a lot of. I buy a lot of things from overseas, and I've never had a problem with them. I think one time it was my error, not their error, and I'd just done something silly as a user, and they were really quick to sort that out for me. So I would actually recommend PayPal for you. And personally, I've used them a lot, and I found them really helpful. Okay, so you can connect there for your online bookings. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump in now, and we're going to go and view my online booking site from what I've done. Now remember I said I'd put circles as my background. You can see the circles as the background there. Now the banner that I chose, remember I picked purple, that's there. Okay, and you can quite clearly see my picture at the top here. Okay, so this is what your customers are going to see, okay, when they log in or sign up to your online booking page. Okay, just going to show you how to what it looks like for them and what their journey is, and then we'll have a look at how to add that Facebook button. So I can check my bookings to see if I've got any bookings already, or I can just go into book now. Okay, now I've already logged in previously today, but the customer could just go in there and they can, there's other things they can add photos and so on in there. They can change their password, but just to save time, I've logged in already. When they log in the first time, they'll be sent a code to their phone and they can put in that code number and step through it that way. Okay, so I can go in here and I can look at the most popular services that are in my salon. Okay, so that's going to show. Okay, so they can say, oh, if that customers are choosing those, then maybe that's something the salon's really good at, so I want that. I can also look at my recently booked ones. Okay, so they can't find anything here. And we'll just go to the most popular. And then I can go and have a look at all services if the service that I want is not listed under the most popular. Okay, so for today, I'm just going to go and select a ladies cut. Okay, and I'm going to go and choose staff and time. So I'm going to go here. Now, I can just go anyone, and that's the default. Remember, right back at the settings page, we default to that. Okay, so you can go in and you can select whichever staff member you'd like to choose from. I'm just going to stay with anyone. And I can scroll down now and I can choose the day and time. Okay, so let's say I want to do, we can go to the 16th of November. I've got some times to choose from that are available, so it could be morning or afternoon. So let's go with 11:30. And I'm going to scroll down here and go continue. Remember, this is what your customers are saying. Okay, so now I need to come in here and I need to confirm it. I can add a message that I want to say to the stylist. So I could be saying, same as last time, or something like that. I could also add a photo of what I wanted. So maybe I'm booking in for a specific type of cut or a colour or something like that. I could add a photo of what I'm looking for, but I could also add a photo just of myself. And then that's really helpful for you when they, especially if it's a new customer, when they walk in the door, you know who they are. You can greet them by name, and we all know that greeting by name is such a big plus in the customer journey that they're already going to feel valued right off the bat in their first appointment with you. Okay, so we're going to go here and we're going to go confirm that. Okay, and that's going to say that it's confirmed. Okay, but we'll be in touch if we need to make any changes. Okay, and if you can't for any reason, please let us know. So that's just a simple statement of what, yes, you're booked in, but we'll let you know if we need to move it around. Okay, if you've got any terms and conditions, you can put that there as part of your setup. Okay, and now, of course, the customer can view their bookings and see what's happening. And you can see I've been doing some practice ones here today before the session started, and they're listed down there. Okay, so what happens next into the salon? So the customer's made their booking, okay, and I'm just going to pop now into Katoomba 1. Okay, and very soon we're going to have a pop-up telling me that I've got a web booking. It's just going to takes a minute to show up. There we go. Okay, so we've got one pending online booking, so that's the one I've just made. Okay, so I can go in there and I can look in here. So remember our note from the client's there. If I needed to change the appointment, you would need to contact the customer about that and so on. But in this case, I'm just going to go confirm. And there we go. If you haven't made any changes, if you're going to make some changes, then it gives you the option to notify the client of those changes. I'm just going to say no because we're not going to do that. Okay, and just a quick look in Katoomba. Because I've accepted that, my web booking's down here, and I should be able to jump to the, was it the 17th? I put that in. Let's try the 16th. I can't actually remember what time I put that appointment in, but you get the idea. Just get that out. Okay, I'll just scroll up. No, I think I picked the wrong day. It's going to take a few minutes to sync anyway, so we might pop back and have a look at that in a second. So the next thing I wanted to show you was what happens in your Facebook page. Okay, and I'm hoping that you've all got a Facebook page that you can get your customers to look at. They can hear about what's happening at your salon and how much that your customers like you. Okay, and then you can add a button that's going to link them to your online booking page so that they can book in. To add the button, you simply come into your Facebook page. Okay, so make sure you're in your page and you go to add a button. Okay, so we want to book services. Okay, and I want to add a book now button, so I'm just going to select that. Okay, one of the things I didn't do was I need to come back here and I need to get my online booking website link. Okay, so here it is here. So this is the link I want right there. I want to take my online booking address. I'm going to just Control-C, copy that. I'm going to take it in here and I'm going to go Control-V, paste. And that's put in my link to my online booking. And from here, I'm going to go add button. You can add other options, but we're just going to add a button. And now you can see I've got my book now button right here, so that if customers in my Facebook page, I can book now here. You can also add that same link to your web page if you have a web page as well. One of the things you can do here now is you can test the button to see that it works. You can edit it, or of course if you decided that actually no, that was wrong, you can delete it. Okay, so if we were to test the button, we'd go click, and that's going to take me straight back to that online booking site that we set up through using our settings in Katoomba One. And now, of course, they can go in and they can do that booking. They can just go in and we'll select, perhaps we'll select, maybe it's a men's cut this time. I can go through, click there, choose start and time. So let's go and click James. And we're just going to scroll down to a date. So let's go with one I can remember, the 16th. And he's available 10:30. And continue. Okay, so it's just going to load. Again, you could add this extra information if you want to. You can confirm. Okay, so see how easy it is for your customers to actually book online with you. And we'll come back here. So really simple. I'm just going to wait for, okay, now you might be able to see on your screen, I've just had a little pop-up coming down here that's showing my web booking alert. This time I just want to pop it into Katoomba for you. So you can see now that I've got a web booking that needs to work. So depending on whether you work in Katoomba One or whether you work in Katoomba, you can access those or manage those web bookings or online bookings through either system. In Katoomba itself, you have a few more options. So if you've got a user who is basically just putting in appointments for no apparent reason, you can ban them, you can deny them, you can go to the calendar from here, or you can edit the appointment, accept and close. I'm just going to accept this appointment. Okay, and again, it's going to take a little while for that to sink into the system. Okay, so let's just go back here. Okay, so that's showing how you can set up your online booking page. It's showing how you can make it look really great for your customers to look at. It's also showing how you can put that book now button into your Facebook page. What I want to do now is just pop back to our presentation, and I'm just going to pop down here a bit and bring that up on the full screen for you. Okay. So the other thing is, how do you promote online bookings? Now you've got it all set up and you're ready to go, it's on your Facebook page. How do you tell your customers about it? Okay, so one of the first things you could do is you could send out a campaign to all of your database informing them of online booking. Okay, so send out an email campaign so that they know you can now book online. You can put an after hours message on your answer phone, directing clients to your web and Facebook page to book an appointment. Okay, you can promote it in Salon with little workstation and reception talkers, so little signs that say, "Hey, check out our online booking," and just a pretty little thing that gets people's attention when they're in the salon. I know one of the things that I look at when I'm in a salon or a spa or perhaps even in shops, I quite like looking at the advertisements that they've got around to see what is important or what they're offering me at the time. And if I'm sitting in a salon or spa for a longer period of time, it's quite good to actually have something to look at and think, oh, that's new, I might look at that. And having online booking is something that people will really like. Okay, so promoting it in salon with those little workstation and reception talkers. Okay, make sure that, and I've shown you how to put the button on your Facebook page. That's really important. Facebook pages, if it's something that you're not doing already, it's actually really a real value add to your business. So many people use Facebook these days as a way of talking to customers, talking to people, talking to their friends. I know I use it to keep in touch with my friends and family all around the world. And that's so, for me, it's a way of being connected. And that's what you want to be. You want to be connected to the people out there, not just your customers, but the new customers you get through. Remember at the beginning I talked about some statistics about your customers and what difference it could make to you. Okay, 35% of your customers want to be able to book online. Okay, so 35%, that's a lot. If you manage to get 130 new clients, and that's the average number that we've looked at with online booking, 130 new clients each year will come through your door. We worked out the figures for that. Say it was an average appointment of $100, that's $13,000 a year. If those customers come in 7 times a year, which is what we're looking for, at least, then that's $91,000 to your income. And all of that because you've set up online booking and you've got people can access you 24/7 without having to make a phone call or come and see you. It makes it really easy for them. Okay, so just checking through my notes to make sure I've not missed anything. Let's go to our next page. Okay, so making it easy for your clients. And I said post it on your Facebook page, and I've shown you how to do that. We will be sending out this webinar for you in the next couple of days. So if you missed that bit, then have a look. Post it on your website. Okay, now I haven't gone through that today, but make sure that there's a link on your website where they can book now. Okay, websites are really great at getting information out to people, but if they can't actually access your online booking on there, then you're going to be losing a lot of potential customers. Make sure your voicemail message says that you can now book online if it doesn't already. Remember, what you're actually doing with online booking is you're getting a receptionist 24/7. Put a sign on your counter and put a sign on your door. Make sure that everybody can see it. Send an email out using MailChimp, letting people know about your online booking. Now, I've got SMS here as well, but we all know that SMS is going to cost you money. So send out an email campaign if you're going to send it to all your customer database. Otherwise, it's going to be quite an expensive bill. But let people know that you have this service for them. Make sure that you put that link to online booking in any email that you send out. So when you're doing campaign marketing, make sure that link's in there. Okay. Use everyday marketing for rebooking reminders. You could set up a lapsed client campaign in everyday marketing as well. And again, as I said, all marketing material should remind your clients that they can book online. Okay. One of the things that I talk about a lot is that you will probably all know by now that I have a big family, and I'm probably of the older generation because all my kids are grown up and have children, and they keep saying, why do I spend so much time looking at things online at my age? It's because it's easy. I work at least 40 hours a week. I am really busy with family, husband, children, grandchildren, and so on. But when I've got those 5 minutes, in fact, for me, it's 40 minutes on a train, I can book my doctor's appointment, book my hair appointments, book my beauty appointments, and have that all done in that time because it's all there on my phone and easily accessible. And you want to make sure that you're one of the people that people like me, and certainly the younger generation as well, can access right there in the palm of their hand. And that's the goal, is to make sure that people can reach you easily. And that's what online booking can do. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today. If you've got any questions, just pop those down there. In fact, I've just said before about how you actually measure this. And what you can do is you can go into Katoomba One, and the appointment value report is going to show you your online bookings. Now, of course, I've only got one showing because that was my practice one that I did for this session. I mean, I don't get online bookings because this is a training database, but you should have lots and lots in there once you've got your online booking up and running. And if you've got it up and running, have a look in there. How many customers are you getting through online booking? If you're not getting very many, perhaps it's time to market your customers. Have you got those links in the right places? Are you making sure that your marketing campaigns have those links available for your customers to access? Okay, it's going to be a really helpful report to measure the impact of your marketing online with online booking. So hopefully that's been of some help for you today. Our 30 minutes is up and it goes so quickly. We've got one more session for this year next week. Okay, so that's the different reports that are available in Katoomba, so I hope you can make that. Okay, and then we'll be taking a break over the Christmas period to come back with something for you for next year. I hope today's been of help. If you've got any questions, I can't see anything popping up, but if you do have any questions when you go away, the help desk is ready and available to assist you. Thank you for your time and have a fantastic rest of the day.